Let's go! LSU film study. First shutout since 2018. Are you kidding me? This Madhouse defense, could we have a better run than we did with Dave freaking Aranda? It is very real, right? And one thing that I really like about this defense, okay, it doesn't matter where guys actually play, they play together. And this was Jarek Bernard-Converse who got the game ball from Brian Kelly for switching over to safety because of the injury to Major Burns. So obviously an amazing play right there, filling the hole in the running game and forcing a punt on fourth down. You take the football over here, and once again, please like, subscribe. Obviously, Venmo's help. Sometimes these get demonetized. I really do appreciate all the love, okay? So first thing here, obviously we get a good run on first down. There was a twist stunt. Frazier kind of sort of whiffed a block. Could we have gotten more yards out of the running back there? Maybe, but still a decent run on first. But the most important thing here that I like is that we are going quickly, okay? So not much time is being expended here as LSU goes from one play to the next, and now we are in five wide formation, okay? We got the tight end out here. We got the running back out here. And part of why I like going five wide with the tight end and running back, this helps us declare what they're going to do defensively. If a traditional corner is still on the outside playing the tight end and the running back, that means they are more than likely going to be playing zone coverage, okay? So Jayden knows that this is zone coverage. This is a very 2019 LSU kind of thing, and we are running. Once again, we did a breakdown of this play in our halftime live stream. This is the Patriots play, okay, called Hoss Juke, all right? And you're running go routes from your slot receivers, comeback routes from your outside receivers, and basically this is by design, okay? Jayden is looking left, but the entire time he is throwing the football here to Jack Bech, okay? He's looking left and automatically working back right, and this is a juke move, okay? Jack Bech has to make a decision. Am I going to go this way or am I going to go over the middle? In Hoss juke, I normally like the receiver to go to the middle because it is an easier throw and we have a bunch of space, and all we got to do is Jayden make a good throw to Jack, and we got to trust Jack to make this guy miss to pick up some extra yards. Okay, good job by 44 making a play. Jack does pick up the first down, and we are moving. So on this play, the debate is going to be, should he have thrown this football to Mason Taylor or should he have done what he did here? I kind of like either option. This football could have been completed to Mason Taylor right here on the out. It just depends on how much Jayden actually thinks this corner is sitting on this. This ball still could have been rifled upfield shoulder right there, but Jayden is a very risk-averse thrower. So, yeah, this ball could have been thrown. It depends just how much Jayden thinks that this corner is trying to bait him into this throw. But this is actually good reading of the game from Jayden Daniels because this go route's not going to be open. This, you could have worked backside here. That's still a long-ish throw, but Jayden sees that these hook defenders are so far back, he knows he has Josh Williams just creeping right out there. Why not make the throw that is going to be completed 120,000% of the time with all the space to operate? I think that that's actually good quarterbacking. You would like to see that ball rifled into Mason Taylor, but once again, that decision actually went for more yards and it was a safer throw. But that's not my big takeaway from this play. Where this play was actually made, though, was Charles Turner and Miles Frazier starting to develop some chemistry, okay? So right here, they're running a twist stunt with this defensive tackle, and they're bringing this defensive lineman around. So what you have to do here is pass the DT off to the center. The guard needs to pick up this puller, and look at this. Bang. Give Brad Davis a crap ton of credit. This is perfect protection. Perfect. You couldn't have done it any better than this. It cannot be blocked better than this. All right, so Kayshawn's out. We are running a lot faster offense, okay? And now look at the wide receiver grouping we have out here, all right? Jaray's not out there. Malik's not out there. But one of our regular players, BTJ, is out there. One of our regular starters. But look who's out here now. Javen Nichols, a walk-on transfer. Kyron Lacey, a transfer. Mason Taylor to the right. Okay? So, in this situation, we want to go to our best player, BTJ. If they're going to play off of us, it's all day, baby. Comeback routes. If you're going to do this, and this was brought up in our post-game live stream, and a lot of you get concerned when we throw the football to the outside so much. Teams have done this every game against our wide receiver group, okay? They are playing off of us. Cover 4 match, if you will. And this honestly is just man coverage with everybody playing off with safety help over the top. And what they're trying to do is just get home with this pressure, okay? The thing is, if they're going to play off and they're bringing exotic stuff, even though our offensive lineman is protecting it pretty well, the football needs to go out quickly. That is by design. That is by the Rocky Long design. They are forcing you to throw the football quickly. So what do we need to do? Short routes and just play pitch and catch. This needs to be the case the rest of the year, okay? I understand we want to have intricate passing designs where we're hitting explosive plays. You can't do that against these defenses because they're just going to play the corners off and run exotic stuff up front, and that's going to give their rush a lot of time to go make plays. This is all day, every day. I'm taking 9 yards, 6, 7 yards all day, every day, and we're spreading them out. You got to love it. But the most important thing is we're going fast. This play was snapped in only 12 seconds. Okay, we're running Armani again. And this is just really good stuff. All right? We're just dominating people. We're just being the more physical team. Good game from Cole Taylor this time around. Okay? He had a BS holding penalty early in the game. Good job washing this guy. And this time Armani feels this out. Okay? Cole washes him down. Armani just squeezes right through here. He gets physical. He breaks this tackle. And we are in. Armani, another good game for him. Let's go. Boom! I'm looking at you. Yes, you. Right now. Good first drive right there by LSU. So let's give credit where credit is due. The LSU kickoff unit was better, okay? Now, this ball was a little bit of a line drive kick. So Brian Kelly was talking about something that they're trying to avoid. It is interesting that Ramos is the kickoff specialist and the field goal kicker. I normally like those two to be separate. I would like to see Trey Finnison get some run as the kickoff specialist to see if he can give you something a little different, because that ball has to be a touchback if you're going to kick it that low. Okay? So, as you'll see here, our kickoff units were a lot better in this game. We're filling all our lanes right here. And honestly, this play right here was made by Seven Banks. Okay? It's really impressive stuff. So 7 beats this block. And as you'll see here, this is actually walled off fine. Okay? All 21 had to do right here is make this block. For some reason, he didn't. But really, the play was made by 7 Banks squeezing this play down. And honestly, a good job coming in right here. I believe that is Kyron Lacey actually making this play. I love me some Kyron Lacey. I'm telling you, this is a young man who made a few special teams plays, including one on the Jack Bech punt return that was called back. Excellent stuff. Or is that Mekhi Gardner? Let me see. No, it's Gardner. Still. So here we go. Defense back out there, and they're actually running a good play, okay? You want to run opposite where the blitz is coming from, and that's exactly what they do. So they have numbers here. It's just we fill it, all right? This is just, I mean, Harold Perkins has just transformed our defense. He's just changed everything that we're doing, okay? So LSU said that they were going to start Harold Perkins at the nickel, okay? And that is what they essentially did. But is he really a nickel or is he really a Sam linebacker? I don't care what you call him, okay? We are in a traditional 4-3 look, all right? And this is part of what Matt House is doing. He's giving you a bunch of different looks. We have 2 traditional defensive ends on the field, Savion Jones and Ali Gay, and then we have 2 traditional defensive tackles. So this is a base 4-3 look, right? And they are doing something smart against our base 4-3 look. if we have a thicker alignment out there, we are going to run to the outside. But this is, once again, Harold Perkins making the play, okay? They actually have us outnumbered here, okay? All they have to do is block this guy here, block this guy here, and they have their running back one-on-one versus the corner, which is how the play is designed. But this is what a five-star playmaker does to your defense. He reestablishes the line of scrimmage, okay? Notice the player right here has a running start at Harold Perkins, and all he has to do is seal Harold to the inside. But Harold attacks the outside shoulder, and watch how he jacks him up. Watch this. Boom. Okay? That's just nasty. That's just nasty. So he jacks him up so far here that the play design is supposed to go to the outside, but Harold forces us to cut back inside, okay? And on top of that, he makes the play. Yeah, he kind of missed the tackle there, but he made the play. And Savion Jones, good hustle, and we make that play happen. Now, all right, we get the football back, and I know a lot of you, including myself, had complaints about the camera quality. Obviously, this is just not good. It's blurry, but you can still see that the pass protection is amazing. And this right here is a first for Jayden Daniels, okay? And if you've been watching the channel, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's something that I could not quit raving about in the post-game live stream, mainly because of one very special thing that we did last week. We did a 1-hour film study on Jayden Daniels' inability to throw over the middle of the field, okay? I'm looking at you. Yes, you. As you can see, there were some things jumping around in this film study. We are not doing every single play like we did versus Mississippi State. So on Patreon, a lot of the plays that I cut out, I'm just going to post right there. Please join our Patreon. It obviously helps grow the channel. You get to be a part of our Discord, giveaways, all that stuff. Let's get back to it. Let's take a look at this deep shot to Hilton, baby. Let's go. This is good for Mike Denbrock. It's honestly just simple. You're running two post routes, and Jack Bech draws the coverage, which leaves open the middle of the field, okay? And Jayden with an absolutely perfect pocket. Cannot state this enough. I'm not sure if we're blocking this as well week one as we are right now. Emory Jones is just making us so much freaking better as a team. The only thing here, and this was my main concern about Chris Hilton coming in, and this has just been in his little bit that he's played at LSU, he does leave his feet, right? Now, did he have to leave his feet for that catch? Maybe. I don't know. It's tough when the ball is deeply thrown and you kind of have to slow down for it. Yes, the ball was underthrown, but potentially he could have kept his feet and made that catch. I would much rather an underthrow, right? I go back to that Cincinnati and Arkansas game in week one. Cincinnati had so many overthrows on deep passes. Underthrow, get the yardage. Of course, perfectly, we would want them to hit him in stride. Now, this is Hoss Juke again. We did a very detailed breakdown on this play on the live stream last night. You guys have been enjoying the halftime film studies. Going to be tough to do one next week for Auburn. We'll talk more about that through the rest of the week. All right, so it's 3rd and 6. We go into motion right here, and they're passing this off. And it looks like they're showing blitz, okay? So let's see what happens here. Okay. Man, they gave us middle of the field all day. And yeah, I guess it looks like Jayden was expecting Malik to cut to the middle, and he goes to the outside, and miscommunication. You see it again here? God, the protection is good again. Good pickup right here by Armani. I prefer running backs to not cut. That's just excellent. Okay? And let's see, if Malik had cut to the inside, would it have been a tutty? Yeah. Instead, he cut to the outside. So, good offense, miscommunication. That's on the QB and the wide receiver. Is doing some really freaky things, right? So remember, in our last video, or in the last drive, remember I pointed out that we were running a traditional 4-man front. But guess what we do on this drive? We stripped that, and now we are running a 5-ish man front, but it's actually a traditional 3-4 alignment, okay? This is the Dave Aranda tight front. We squeeze 3 defensive tackles, or ends, if you will, to the innermost gaps, and we have 2 standing outside linebackers. So now this offensive line has seen everything. We have thrown legit every front that you can imagine, and it just causes so much confusion. And it's such a juxtaposition of what we did last year, where we essentially just ran the same freaking play over and over and over again. Okay? 4-man rush, 2-man under, same guys going through the same gaps. Okay? I hyped up 2 players in particular, Emory Jones and Harold Perkins. Those 2 had my highest grades out of any LSU commits coming in, and Harold Perkins was my number 1 player I evaluated in all of 2022. Even when he was committed to Texas A&M, he was my number 1 guy, okay? Now, because I was so high on him, I got to, there were some people close to Harold who reached out to me and say, hey, it wasn't over for LSU. And this could end up being one of the biggest recruiting wins we've had since the Jamar Chase Florida thing, right? And the reason why I want to issue that is that I don't want you to think that I am just overhyping Harold Perkins. But this is what he does to your defense, okay? So let's actually see if we can get it as close as we possibly can to the snap, okay? So, boom, all right? So the ball is essentially being snapped, all right? So this is the Dave Aranda tight front, all right, which features a 4-eye, the inside shoulder of the tackle, a 4-eye here, the inside shoulder of the tackle, and a straight-up head nose. This is what Kentucky did mostly in 2018, and this is my preferred defensive alignment, okay? But in this situation, we creep 2 guys to the line of scrimmage. So now the tackles don't know if he's coming, if he's bailing out, And Harold Perkins, because he shows you so many different types of plays on tape, you just don't know exactly what he's going to do. And on this play, he knifes to the inside, and now the contained defender becomes our guy, Micah Baskerville. So Harold Perkins' responsibility is now this B gap. We're slanting Savion Jones through this A gap. This A gap is occupied by Jacoby and Guillory. But the play is still made by Harold Perkins, okay? The tackle gets a little confused, and he decides to cut block Harold Perkins. Can't do that. He's too athletic. Look at this. I mean, what in the world is this? And the craziest thing about this, when I would get cut block, I would fall down and just fall on my back, right? Most people get cut to the ground in this spot. He catches himself while at the same time maintaining speed towards the quarterback, and he is just all over this guy, okay? You notice they blocked Jaquelin Roy fine. We get some good pressure right here. Harold Perkins should have got credit for this sack because he was the one that really blew this up. Hopefully he gets half a sack there because it's just him making more plays. So here's the Jack Bech punt return. Yeah, okay, first thing here, all right, that really makes this punt return impressive is that we're actually coming after this punt, all right? And we are running punt block. So we're really sending people on this punt block, all right? So Derek Davis Jr. right here, his job is to spy to see if there's a fake or anything, and they actually do a really good job protecting this. So it wasn't the absolute best punt block in the world. The one thing I really like about going after the punt is you don't have a situation where the ball can hit the back of one of your guys if the punt isn't hit all that well. Now, you do lose blockers in that situation, but still, I'd rather that than what happened at the end of the Mississippi State game where our other returner, Clayton, thought the ball hit the back, okay? So the punt is long enough for Jack to make a return, okay? And this is just really good stuff. Good block right here by 22. That is Richardson. Jack makes 46 miss, and then he switches the football. I mean, that's just nasty. And he's breaking all these arm tackles. Bad decision by Colby Fields right here to blindside block. I do think the penalty needs to get checked. I still think that's a blindside block, right? The rule is you can't get him going back towards your own end zone. Did it need to be made? Maybe, but what is he supposed to do here? I don't know. I guess you just got to let him go. Or what I've seen some players do is they just run in front of them. They don't even try and hit them. They just try their best to run and just cut them off. But I do think a rule change I would like to see is in this spot, if the guy doesn't clean his clock, if he just gets a piece of him, it's legal. That's not the most vicious blindside block. You still can't do it, and they're going to call it almost every time. But really, I have to give a lot of credit here to BTJ getting a good block right down here. Just good blocks all around. I think this is LaTerrence Welsh leading the way. Makes a bold decision right here to not help seal this guy. He does get a piece of him. Kind of like Jacoby Stevens with DJ Chark. Jack gets around the corner and he's able to keep his balance. Good stuff. Welsh checks back and he's like, okay, he's still going. And honestly, it's Kyron Lacey right here. Excellent stuff to get play side of the punter. Seals him. Welch gets this big block. In fact, Lacey got 2 blocks here. Get him to the ground and we're walking in. Just an excellent return. You broke tackles. The Jack's our guy. And Coach Kelly, I like that. I like that right there. Okay? That was worthy of a discussion. I do agree with the refs, if that's what Brian Kelly is arguing here. Actually, I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I do agree with the refs. That is a blindside block. I do think it needs to, I don't know. I don't know what you do about it. Normally, that is a perfectly legal play, but the rules have changed. So, there you go. All right, so this is, the case. I'm just going to bring it up once again. I know we brought it up a few times in the live stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders playing off the football, and they're getting exotic up here. Help your offensive line out and just throw quick. They're giving us this yardage, right? We have a 10-point lead. Let's not, take any sacks and anything needless. It's just easy. It's just easy. All day. Right throw. And obviously, you can work backside, obviously, to the field if they're going to give you middle of the field right there, okay? Still, that defender sunk back. We'll take this all day, all right? And this is wrong right here. It is obviously it's 3rd down. So, once again, kind of rough. Not the best ball right here by Jayden, but a great job right there by Josh Williams making this catch and getting upfield. Good stuff, all right? And we're rolling. Good block right there by Cole down the field. And there we go. If they're going to play off of us, we just got to keep hitting it. All right, here we go. It's 1st and 10. All right, Denbrock says, look, you're going to give us the middle of the field? Well, guess what we're going to do? We're going to work the middle of the field, okay? So, obviously, we are working a bunch of deep stuff with these 3 players, Cole Taylor, Malik Neighbors. Don't have the all-22, so I don't know if anything deep was open. But anytime you get the football to Jack Bech, a lot better job, obviously, in the Mississippi State game early in the game. Pretty much at this exact spot of the field. Good adjustment right here by Jack to sit. If they're playing zone, you sit, you don't keep running, and you just hit Jack right there. Good, efficient placement. And this is what I love about Jack Bech. Just go with the football in his hands. He always falls forward, and we pick up some good yardage there. Once again, I don't have the all-22. I don't know what's actually happening to this side of the field. I don't know if Jayden missed anything here. Okay. Looks like we're running nice little out right here by the, not an out, but a little screen-ish in the flats with the wide receiver. And we're obviously trying to work deep to one of these options here. Okay. So it's basically a 3-man route. And we have 1, two of our eligible receivers on this side of the line of scrimmage. Okay? Good read right here by Jayden. Okay? If they're going to give our mobile right-handed quarterback a free run right here, Jayden should take this every time and run this every single time, unless something was clearly open. Okay? This is a clear example of where we want our mobile playmaker to run and get upfield and take these yardage. Okay? Now, once again, this is a Jayden Daniels experience right here. This is where he just does things that only really he can do, honestly. Hendon Hooker obviously can do that. KJ Jefferson could do that. But, man, Jayden is just such an elite runner. And, man, I don't know how he kept his footing there. Good throw by Jayden here. Okay? So, we're running mesh rail, all right? It's one of my favorite plays, okay? So, the goal of this play is actually to go right here to John Emery, okay? That's almost always open. And what we get actually here is the defensive end is actually responsible for John Emery out of the backfield, okay? Could this have been thrown? Well, Emery didn't get any separation and gets this end. I guess good athleticism from the end. So this is a rail. So now we're running mesh. So if that doesn't work, we need one of our receivers to get open. Okay. Jack sits because of the zone coverage. Gutsy throw by Jayden. And this is honestly a big step forward for Jayden. He wouldn't throw if there was traffic over the middle. We saw that versus Florida State and a few other teams. You have to be able to make these throws over the middle if there is some traffic. And we get it right there. Good stuff, okay? We know Jayden from our film study last week has a weakness of throwing over the middle. And look at Jack just falling forward, making things happen, okay? He is so tough to bring down. Now we just got to get ball security right there. Good stuff. They call us on a pick. They call it a pick penalty on us. I mean, can't really see Malik here. That's just not good. I mean, the ball was already released before Malik could even get there. Okay, so I don't know the specific rule per se, how much of a player you can actually get. So, yeah, should have been a tutty. Oh, man, that was a bad call. So we do get this end zone angle. Good job by John. John's pass protection has always been a weak spot. He finds the unblocked defender all the way over here. Good stuff, John. And, man, I don't know because that is Malik's own man. Is that his own man he runs into? It's kind of tough to see here. I don't know. I think Cole got robbed. I do. I get it on a technicality. You can call it. So this was the only defensive play that we gave up that was really explosive. And I love this play design. Vanderbilt and Georgia have done this a lot for offensive success. So the design of this play, and really Vanderbilt did this versus Wake Forest a few weeks ago. The design is to get a vertical route from somebody that doesn't look like they're going to be going vertical, okay? So this responsibility is probably Greg Brooks, unless he has man responsibility on 22 the whole way. It's just impossible to know. So what happens here is this guy is going vertical, and they're allowing 28 to be the next wave to get vertical, and I'm guessing that was Wes Weeks' man by the way this looks. And that's what happens, and now he's off to the races, okay? It's just a really well-designed play. But look who's there to almost make it. Oh, man. I did not notice this at first. Hale Perkins beats 67 to the inside, and he actually almost bats this down. Oh, man. That was really good. Really good. But they do throw an accurately thrown football, and they do catch them in stride. Now we need Converse to make this play in the open field. Relatively simple tackle against a thicker H-back kind of player, but you still got to ride him out. So you'll see it here, okay? It looks like 28 is a lead blocker on this option, but instead the quarterback stops, and then 28 is now racing. Good job by Converse reading that. Wait, did Perk actually get a piece of this? He did. Oh, man. You could just... Or no, he didn't. He didn't. It kind of looked like he did. That was close. That was close. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Impressive. All right, so guess what play we're running? Again, it's Hoss Juke. All right? We are just showing this again. Vertical route here, okay? And throw it. Throw it. Throw it. It's there. It's there. Throw it. That's got to be thrown, okay? So the issue with Hoss Juke, you have to have a lot of chemistry with the quarterback and the slot receiver doing the juke, all right? This time, instead of cutting over the middle, Jack Bech elects to cut into this space. And maybe Jayden didn't want to throw it into this space because he saw this backer right here. That's just got to be thrown. It's just got to be thrown. That is the design of the play. This is what we want them to do. If they're going to sink back, let's run a go right here to carry this hook defender here. So we're going to go right here, carry this hook defender here. And guess what? Boom. This is one of our best players. Hit him, okay? I could see Malik being the juke and Haas juke once Kayshawn gets back. Okay? So we're waiting to see what Jack's going to decide to do. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Jack could get out of that break a little bit quicker. I don't know. But Jayden does see middle of the field wide open, and he elects to run. Good redirect right here by the pass rush. So this is going to be the next step for Jayden, okay? The next step is the Mississippi State thing isn't going to happen, where their rushers, and I am still shocked the Mississippi State's coaching staff didn't elect to change this up. Their pass rushers continue to rush out of their pass rush lane responsibility. So what they're going to do, defensive line pass rush, and we talked about this in the Jayden film study, is they're not going to continue their rush upfield. Okay, so 92, it looks like he's going to do what the Mississippi State defenders did and wash himself up out of this play. But 92 doesn't do that. He spins back and gets back into the pass rush lane. And Jayden sees this wide open alley, but it's not there anymore when 92 steps in there. Okay, now Jayden is looking at the juke, and it's, still covered, all right? So now we just got to run, and this play's broken, all right? And we don't want our quarterback taking these needless hits. That's one he just did not need to take. And still, it's about the same amount of yards we would have gained on the throw. So that's the benefit of Jayden's unbelievable running ability, but that one, that's got to be thrown. It just does. So now we're running all vertical stuff. We got to come back route here to the opposite side. That is a long throw to make, okay? And then we throw a comeback right here to Mason Taylor. Just excellent stuff. Max pass protection. Pass protection is excellent, okay? Ball looks like it does get deflected right there, and it did. Good catch right there by Mason. Don't love the idea of going tight, okay? So we go tight formation here. I just don't like this. This is just not my preference. I prefer to spread them out, right? So we're going obviously 31 personnel, right? It's a very heavy set. You got 3 tight ends here. There's just so much traffic, and you have to block it perfect. One player's blowing this up. And at the same time, we don't really have a great short yardage back. We're taking the football out of our best playmaker's hands, which is Jayden, and we're trusting this to get through, and it does, thanks to Will Campbell just making this block. A better player stalemates Josh Williams here, okay? You see how hard this was? You could perfectly block this, and there's still... And look, we actually do block this well. There's just too many people in here, okay? So we need Josh to make this one-on-one play. If that's Henry To'oTo'o and a better linebacker, Owen Papo next week for Auburn, they're probably making that tackle right there. Still, good job by Josh. I mean, I really do think Josh was our best running back in this game. Good offense here again by Jayden. Okay? Jayden's playing a really good game. Simulated pressure, he drops back into coverage. Okay? If they're going to play back, let's have our guys sit in this zone and just play pitch and catch. This time protection did break down. All right, this is what teams are going to do versus Emory Jones. Second time this has happened. It's happened versus Mississippi State. Run a twist stunt, and the interior guy is going to get through. Okay? It's a tough block to make. All right? But he does get through. And it's a really good throw by Jayden. When protection breaks down and he takes a hit, face mask right into the sternum there, and he makes a really good throw. All right, so we get blown up on 2nd and 2, and now it's 3rd down. Okay? Am I a little concerned about our run blocking in the short yardage? A little bit. I would like to see us run a little bit more counter. That's just personally my favorite running play. And on 3rd down, it's just really good quarterback play. You honestly just can't play the position any better than this. Only issue is obviously, we're staring Jure down the entire time. So maybe a better safety makes a better break on this ball. But look at just where the ball is placed. The protection is absolutely amazing. You just can't throw that ball any better. Excellent stuff. Getting the football to our playmakers in stride. Jayden was just so much better throwing the in-breaking routes, throwing the ball with confidence. 3rd and 7, and it just doesn't get any better than this. Man, this is just really, really good quarterback play. And this was, and I doubt this is the case, but this is what we begged Jayden Daniels to do. I guarantee you, if you go back to the 1-hour film study, okay, I don't mind a throw right here to Armani. Get it in the middle of the field, pick up the yards you can get. Maybe you get the first. Maybe you set up a 4th down. You got all 3 of your timeouts. If you get stopped short, you're right down the middle for a field goal. But Jayden decides to sit in this pocket. It's a really good pocket. And he rifles this ball into a really tight window. Jayden is not making this throw, people, in the first couple of games. And what did we ask Jayden to do? Well, throw the football into tight windows over the middle. See if you're confident enough to fire that football in. And he was right there to Jure. And you'll see it right here. I mean, everything's just tight. It's not letting anybody seep through here. Okay? I have no idea why this safety didn't come full speed right here. Okay? We've not shown that we're going to throw ever in that spot. So, yeah. All right, 3rd and manageable. This is something that I think LSU wants to be a big part of their offense, okay? Bang. Should be out. This ball should be out. Why isn't he throwing this? Jayden did deteriorate in the second half. I don't know if he was feeling hurt, but that's, yeah, I mean, you just got to throw that. I mean, he's, I understand this guy is right here, but that's what we want. That's what we want. That's what we want to do. Okay, but now if you're not going to throw it, you have got to tuck and just run with this. Okay, because, and this was something that Garrett would do, run, right? Just run this, and let's get it bang, bang. Instead, you stop and allow this guy to catch you. I don't know what Jayden was looking at there. I really don't. All right, so this is going to come off as really harsh because, I gave Jayden such a high grade for his first half performance. This is excellent stuff again by Jayden, okay? They are bringing a lot of pressure here on this 4th and 3, and nobody's open, okay? At least from my vantage point, nobody's open, all right? And we max protect this, okay. It's not the best, not the worst, okay? This is what teams are going to continue to do. Once they see that Emory Jones struggles with picking up interior pressure like this, they're going to keep sending a lot of guys to his inside shoulder in a 4-eye-ish look. Okay, so good job by Josh feeling that Emory was in trouble and picking this up and saving the day. Because this isn't there to Mason. He's all over that. This isn't there. This isn't there. So now we need Jayden to make a play. Good job by Deli flattening this guy. Will gets bowled a little bit there. But now, that's where I'm going to talk a little bit about Jayden here. All right? This is on him, okay? He makes the play. He does get hurt here, but I want to make this the last play, and I'm going to try and do a separate Nuss film study because this has gotten a little long. LSU equipment, along with Brian Kelly, this is where Jayden got hurt. He got concussed in theory, or a back injury, whatever the case may be. The only reason he got slammed to the ground was because of his own jersey, right? And we saw this earlier in the year with Brian Thomas Jr. The undershirts of LSU are long. Now, what is really interesting is they are not the only SEC school where this has happened. I've seen this happen with Arkansas, Texas A&M. Their skill guys also play with long undershirts. Mississippi State, on the kickoff return last week that they almost took to the house, they got called back for a holding. The only reason he got caught was because Ramos was able to slow him down just a little bit by pulling on the undershirt, okay? So, you know, when I played, we wore like this tighter, dry fit kind of material where you can't pull people down, okay? So I reached out to a few players, and they said, yeah, our coach is very particular about that. They force us to tuck our jerseys in, and we actually did a full film study. John Emery used to be the worst about this, where he would get tackled because defenders would be able to pull their undershirts. Now, what's really interesting about this is really only your offensive skill guys need to worry about this. But this has always just been the case in college football. Whatever the fad is, right? Because right there, the only reason Jayden got caught, so this is via Tiger TV, and as you can see, a lot of our players wear very loose undershirts. And you see Jayden had already gotten pulled down by it earlier in the game. Remember earlier I said remember him getting tugged by the shirt? So what you'll see, and this is via Tiger TV, shout out. They gave me my first ever broadcasting gig when I was a student at LSU. What's interesting is the only reason he almost got caught by this guy, the only reason 24 was able to even bring him down is because, as you'll see here, Jayden probably breaks his tackle and runs for an extra 5 yards. Instead, 24 is able to catch him, fully grasp him, and slam him to the ground. So it was Jayden's own equipment that brought him down like that. A lot of players wear the loose undershirt now. I don't know exactly why that's the case, but, you know, that's not here nor there. And I know a lot of you are going to say, well, it's not that big a deal. You know, players wear what they want to wear. But that actually caused an injury right there. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Malik also has the loose undershirt as well. I don't know. I can't really see here. But, yeah, you know, it does give players that much more, stuff to grab. So, yeah, it's very interesting. Now, before all the conspiracists go absolutely insane here, there is a reason why I'm not doing Gary Nussmeier snaps. It's because I'm out of time, right? It takes a while for me to cut all these plays up and then upload it. So it is not a conspiracy. If anyone's excited about Garrett playing well, it's me, because I do think he can be a good SEC starter. I just, honest, ran out of time. But if you go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/LSU Football, and taking a look at our game grades, you would have already seen that Garrett Nussmeier was one of my highest graded players in the game. Really, only Harold Perkins clearly had a higher grade than Nuss in this game, who was 9 for 10 for 135 and a tutty. So he was really, really good. Good job by Garrett, making the adjustments necessary with Brian Kelly to become a better player. So before all of you in the comments section, once again, it's the same thing happening. I'm being called a Nuss lover and a Jayden lover. It's every single comment section. Y'all go run wild with your conspiracies. Let me know what your thoughts are on today's film study in the comment section below, and we will talk to you soon, okay? It is Power Hour LSU. Bam! Look at Jaquelin Roy and Ollie Gay going to work, baby. And tonight, it's Salmon Part 2. Let's go!